I was doubting it, but I've had to come to a very harsh conclusion that Manchester United has become the club where talent suffocates. And until these players leave Manchester United, they don't explode to their true self and true potential. Last night was the final proof. Marcus Rashford scoring a brace in the game against Newcastle in the highest stage in football, Champions League, yesterday. This is the same Rashford we all thought had lost it in Man United. We thought that it was going down and sinking. But on the biggest stage yesterday, it proved to us once again that the problem isn't these players, but the problem is the club, Manchester United, the culture, the mentality. 2 goals on the biggest stage, looking like the Marcus Rashford we thought that he was. But he had to leave Manchester United to prove to the whole world who Marcus Rashford really is. There's something wrong in Manchester United. There's something toxic about Manchester United. And until we fix it, we would never, ever get out of this mess that we are in right now as a football club. At Manchester United, Rashford looked drained. He looked like he had lost everything. He was low on confidence. He couldn't even score goals. He couldn't even make impact in the game. And just yesterday, 2 goals, solid goals, this same Rashford. But this time, he's surrounded by a system that plays to his strength. That is not pure coincidence. That is pure proof. Then there's Scott McTominay. This same McTominay that we were bringing in as substitution. It was like a super sub when we didn't have goals. That was when Scott McTominay was always brought in. He was never starting in Man United. He goes to Napoli. And in just one season, he is transformed into a star. He wins Serie A. And he gets named the Serie A most valuable player in just one season. He makes the team of the season and he wins the Player of the Month award. Not just that, he was awarded the Scotland International Player of the Year. And now, he's been nominated in 2025 Ballon d'Or alongside Mbappe and Haaland. This is who McTominay has become just one season after leaving Manchester United. And you tell me that the problem is not with the club. And then there's Rasmus Højlund. Was inconsistent. Guess what? He leaves Manchester United and he's doing well. And looks like he's back to freedom. Marcus Rashford, reborn in Spain. Scott McTominay, sweeping awards in Serie A. And even being nominated for Ballon d'Or. What more proof do we all need that the problem is Manchester United itself? The problem is the club and not the player and not the coach. The problem is Manchester United. Before Amorim came to Manchester United, he was doing well. He was Liverpool's first choice as a replacement coach for Klopp. He comes to Man United and it's looking like he's running mental. The problem here is not the player because they look unstoppable when they leave Manchester United. The problem is the system. The problem is the culture. The problem is the environment. The problem is the fundamental of the club. And until we fix all these things, we will continue to sink and we probably go to championship next season if we don't get this thing straight right now. And until United finally wakes up and fix this, more and more talent and stars are going to be leaving Manchester United and moving to their next club and becoming the stars we wanted them to be in Man United. This is going to continue until this particular thing is fixed in United.